Okay, good afternoon. It's TechiesReign Skills Academy again, and today we're going to be continuing with our HTML attributes. So remember in the last class we spoke about HTML attributes and we talked about a few attributes. So let's quickly do a recap so we can proceed from there. So let's go to our manual for today. So we spoke about HTML attributes here the previous class. Okay, I said HTML attributes provide additional information about HTML elements. So when you have your elements, which is a combination of your tags and your element content, okay, which makes your elements. So with HTML attributes, you are able to give more information about your element. Now, if you look at our demo for yesterday, we are able to give our elements different attributes. So now we see that we spoke about the anchor tag, okay, taking an attribute of href, okay, to be able to tell us where we are linking to, which is what? The website, right? Good. If you also remember yesterday, we spoke about the img tag, okay, we're giving it an attribute of src, which means source, okay. So that source is telling us where we are getting our image from. So we also talked about the alt attribute, okay, which is alternate text, okay. So it's telling us that in case our image does not show, okay, then this text can also can show, okay, so that our image will not just be blank and the visitor won't have an idea of what is actually there. Okay, good. So we also talk about the width and height, which is also an attribute. Okay, yeah. So it's an attribute that describes our image. Okay, you can see the image here. Okay, so we decide to alter this image link. Okay, I'll remove the A, then we Control S, which is save, and come back to our page here. We see that the banner, there's the alternate text that is showing. Good. But if we decide to remove the alternate text, we will see that nothing will show. Our banner won't show, so will our text not also show. So our visitor will be able to know what's actually in that particular image. So in case of server breakdown or connection issues, so when your image is not loading, your alternate text can always let your visitor or your user know what is in that particular space. Okay, so let's just say this is a banner. Good. So talking about the width and height, which you spoke about yesterday, let's give this width 1700 and let's save it. Okay, let's come back to you can see what we have here now. So the image has increased in width. Okay, so if you come back here now and decide to increase the height also to 1400, okay, and we Control S, which is save, and come back to our web page, you will see that the image has also increased in height. So but to keep it on a moderate level, would have to let's keep it at our 700 and also our 400. So let's Control S and let's go back to our browser. We can see that it's back to normal. Okay, good. So another thing we spoke about yesterday was the style attributes. Okay, and we also spoke about our font attributes. Okay, so just locate the last video anywhere around this page and you would be able to see what we spoke about in the last class on HTML attributes. So today we are moving on to other types of attributes. So you're going to be talking about 3 or 4 of them again today before we move to the next thing, which will be HTML entities. So let's quickly look at these. We're going to look at title attributes today. So good. What does the title attribute does? Okay, it displays extra information when you over an element. Okay, it displays more information when you over on an element. Okay, so let's just let's make an example with what we have here. So I'm going to copy this. Okay, I'm going to go back to our VS Code on our machine. I'm going to paste that there and try to see how it works. Okay, so let's just come down and let's Control V. Okay, so we have P, our tag. Okay, P tag, meaning paragraph, right? Good. So then we have our title, which is the attribute we are using to give more information about our P tag or our text here. Okay, so now the title here, we want to say, let's just give it a relatable title and just say we are testing this. Okay, let's just say we are testing this. Okay, good, we are testing this. So now let's Control S. Okay, and let's go to our page. So now can you see here now, when we over it, we can see that we are testing it in a box, right? Good. So that is what the title attribute does when used inside an element. Okay, good. So don't confuse the title which shows at the top of your page with this title, right? Okay, so that is an element on its own, but we're talking about title, which is what? Which is an attribute in this case. Okay, good. So when we hover it, that is, we leave our cursor on it, it now displays what we want, which is what? We are testing this. Okay, good. Let's do something with our paragraph. This is another paragraph. Let's go and create a title for it, and let's see what we will have. Okay, so let's go back to our machine, VS Code, and let's come here, and let's just here in our, remember, you can see this is what we are working on. This is what we want to work on now. Okay, so let's just come here and say title, okay, then equals to, we put our quotation mark. Okay, so then we write, we are testing too, we are testing. Good. So then we create a space in between, right? Good. So let's Control S. Okay, so you can see that this P is taking an attribute of title. It's taking an attribute of what? Of style also. Okay, good. Yeah, let's proceed and check our, let's see if we have Control S. Okay, we have saved it. And let's take our cursor to this another paragraph. Can you see now we are testing? That's also shown when we hover over this is another paragraph. So that is what a title attribute does. Okay, it gives more information about what about a particular element content. Okay, so it allows your visitor to be able to see, okay, probably they are hovering over it, they are able to see, okay, this is what this is about. Okay, very well. So that is, there are cases where you title attributes. Okay, so take note of that, very important. So we want to look at the next thing, which is the type attributes. Okay, so in the next 1, 2, 3 we'll be talking about, which is going to be the wrap up for HTML attributes. Okay, we'll be talking about it, we'll be using it in the form context. Okay, the form context. You know what we call a form? When you are trying to probably fill a form on your website, fill a form on your website, basically. Okay, you maybe a contact form, it might be a visitation form too. Okay, it might be a consultancy form. Okay, any type of form you're trying to fill. Okay, this plays a vital role in that form. Okay, so we're going to come to our so we want to look at the type attributes. Okay, the type attributes. So let us go and make an example here. Okay, so I want to make a very big spacing so that we can see properly. Okay, so we want to create a form. So the first thing we want to do is we want to declare our form, right? Good. So let's declare our form. So we close it, we open it, and we close it. Oh, good. So everything we want to do about that form is going to be in between this form that we have opened and we have closed. Good. So anything you do outside that form will show outside that form. Anything you want to do within that form must come in between the opening tag and the close tag. Okay. Good. So now we have said we want to make a form. I have said, okay, this is a form, right? Good. At the moment, our page will be blank for that area. Okay, there's nothing there except from the over me we type in the last one. Okay, which is this, right? Good. So now here, want to create an input. Okay, want to create an input tag. So now want to write input. Okay. Good. So after declaring our input, we want to declare a type. You know, there are different kinds of types. We have the text, we have the number, we have the password. Okay. So we must be able to declare what do you want them to fill first. If they are filling their name, then obviously it will be a text. Okay. If they are filling their phone number, apparently it will be it will be numbers. Okay. And if they want to enter their password, it has to be password. Okay. Good. So let's proceed with that. Input. Now we are going to put type. Okay. Type equals to, then quotation mark. What type are we putting now? My VS Code has shown us different kind of input types here. Okay, we have what? We have button, we have checkbox, we have date, type, we have email, we have hidden, we have that's mostly for image, mostly for passwords. Okay, yeah, I was trying to get that for password. Let's just use text. Okay, I want to use here text. Okay, so good. We want to use our input type as as text. Okay, good. So then we're going to close it. Okay, then we're going to type so let's just leave it like this. Okay, let's close it and Control S. Okay, and let's come back to our page. Okay, can you see now we have we have our form here, we have our input in our input box rather here. So let's just type something into it. Let's just type TechiesReign. Can you see now the type is an attribute? Okay, the type is an attribute. Okay, then we can decide to use numbers. Okay, NU number. Okay, I'll write number in Control S, and let's come back here. Okay, and if we try to write alphabets here, it won't take it, okay, because we have declared that what we want is numbers. So by the time we begin to type numbers, it will take the numbers, okay. Good. So if we want to change it, let's change it to password, okay, and let's Control S. If we come back here and we click on this place and we begin to type in it, you can see what we are typing is not showing, okay, because it is a password. The password is not expected to be visible, okay, except to begin to style it to make it visible, hidden, and also also show, okay. But naturally, because it's a password, it's not expected to show what is being entered. Let's try another one. Let's say input type. Let's use the date, or Control S rather. Can you see it has brought us our dates, where we can pick our dates, right? Good. So that's input for you. That's how input works, okay. There are different kind of attributes. There are different kind of attributes you can use with types, okay. So you can always try them out on your machine. You can use your CodePen.io. If you have VS Code on your machine, you can use that also to see, okay. Good. So let's go back to our manual. So we said the type attribute, and we have made, say for example, with that we have done the password, we have done the text, we have done date. Good. So you can try that on your own also, and let's see what we have. So now we want to talk about the value attributes. So now this value, let's test it. Let us talk about it. Let's test it so that we can see what we have. I want to change this to text. So I want to put value. I'm going to equals to a quotation mark, and I want to put TechiesReign, okay, and let's save it, okay. Let's come back to our browser. Can you see by default what we have? Can you see that I can clean it? What we have on our form input is TechiesReign. We have created a default value for it, okay. We have created a default value for it. So there are times you might see a form and they want to give you an hint of what should be there, okay, or they want to fill it for you. They want to make it there for you. They can just fill it and just leave it there, okay, so that by the time you are filling the form, you just know, okay, this, you don't need to touch that again, just continue what you are filling, okay. So that's what the value does, okay. That's what the value does. Let's come back to our manual here, okay. Yeah, so it sets the default text or numbers in input field. Let's test the numbers, okay. Let's test the numbers. Let's just come here and say input type is numbers, okay, and let's come to our value. Let's just set the value to be maybe 09023444, okay. Let's Control S and let's come back here. Can you see by default we already have this number here, okay. Or let's do it like this, okay. Maybe we want to just make it like, if you are you are from Nigeria and they just put it let's just say +234, okay. Good. Control S, and then we'll come back. Then you already know that, okay, you're not supposed to take, let's remove this plus, okay. Control S and let's come back here. Good. So we have our 234 here. So you can just fill whatever you want to fill next to it. You can fill it there, okay. So because we are saying this is a number, okay, so it can really take numbers. It's not taking our symbols, okay. So that is what value does, okay. The value, it's like a pre-filled text on your input field. Good. It is there, so it can be erased or can be cleaned off, okay. But the next one I want to talk about is the placeholder. Let's go and talk about the placeholder. So instead of value, let's just change it to placeholder. So the placeholder is descriptive in nature. It tells you what you are expected to do in this place. So placeholder equals to a quotation mark, enter your phone number. So let's Control S and let's come back here. Can you see what we have here now? Enter your phone number. Good. So there's a difference now. Yeah, you can't clean it, okay. You can only type what you want to type here, okay. You can't clean it. Enter your phone number is a placeholder, okay. Good. So it shows you what you're expected to do in that particular place, okay. Let's say for example we want to write let's change this to text, and then let's change this to enter your full name. Control S and let's come back here, enter your full name, okay. So then when we enter our full name, it shows inside here. When you clean it again, what happens? It displays your enter your full name, okay. So that's the difference between value and placeholder, okay. Value will show in that box, okay, and you'll be able to rub it off or clean it off and type what you want to type. But placeholder is descriptive in nature. It tells you what you're expected to fill in that input field, then you are able to fill it inside, okay. Good. So I hope you understood that, or you understand that. Good. So let's proceed. We're talking about the type. Okay. Good. So we're talking about the value. Okay. I'm talking about what? The placeholder. Okay. So before we wrap up today's class, I want to quickly talk about the another attribute that is called required. Let's do that. Required. Okay. So let's do something very quickly. Okay, so let's input type. We want to use email. Okay, so placeholder should be enter your email. Okay, good. So we want to do something here. I want to add a button to this, which will say submit. A button. Okay, which we now write submit. Okay, good. Let's Control S and let's go back to our page. Okay, good. So can you see now? We have our what? Enter your full name, okay? Enter your email, then submit. Okay, good. If I click on submit, and it's refreshing the page, right? Good. So now let's come here. Let's enter a name here. Let's say John Doe. Okay, let's say John Doe. Then let's come here. Let's just type John Doe alone. And let's click on submit. Now, can you see what it tells us here? Please include an @ in the email address John Doe. Okay, in the email address, John Doe is missing an @ okay, because we have declared it to be a what? Declared it to be an email. Okay, so it is expected to what? To carry @ okay, good. So let's now go back and just put our @ okay, gmail.com. We click on submit, it will refresh the page. Okay, it will refresh the page and keep it blank. Okay, good. So now let's go and try something out. Okay, we want to add the required attributes. After this email, let's put required. Okay, and let's Control S. So if we come back to our page here, okay, I will decide to fill only this one, John Doe. Okay, and then we decide to click on submit. Please fill out this field. It's making it compulsory that you must fill out that field because we have used an attribute called required. Okay, we decide to rub off this required from here and bring it to this name area here, and we'll put required and we'll click on Control S. Okay, if we come back here and fill only johndoe@gmail.com and we decide to submit, it will tell us to what? To fill out the what? This field. Okay, good. So until we now fill it, John Doe, before it allows us to what? To pass. Okay, good. So that is the work of the what? Required attribute. So if you notice that sometimes when you are filling a form and you skip a field that is required, it will tell you, it will not submit the form. Okay, it will tell you to go back and fill that particular form. Okay, good. So that is another HTML attribute. Okay, there are 3 of HTML attributes that you can always take your time to look around for and practice with. Okay, but for the ones we have spoken about in this particular HTML attribute section, I want to believe you have been able to pick them and you will work on them. Okay, work on them. So is there anything we need to talk about before we wrap up today's class? So we are talking about the text. Okay, you have used the email attributes. Okay, good. So we can decide to just add the password to it. Okay, so we can decide to add a password to it. Just create an a type of password. Then we'll put a placeholder that tells them what they are expected to fill in that particular area. Enter your password. Okay, then we decide to make it required. Then we close it and we Control save. Okay, good. So input does not require you to open and close with the slash. Okay, you can as much as you close it like this, you are good to go. Okay, so we'll come back here. You can see that we have it. Why it is in line like this? Because we have not styled. By the time we style it now, it will now come, it will be aligned, it will be vertical, right? Good. That it is horizontal now because I have not styled it. Okay, and then we start styling. By the time we style it, it will become what? Vertical. Okay, good. So let's just see. We have John Doe. Then we have John Doe. Remember that we have our password as required. If we don't fill it, to tell us to fill it. Okay, good. Then we can just type any password to it. Okay, let's just say John Doe. So then we can you see it's not showing because it's a password. So we call on submit. It will load our page. If it were to be on can you see now? If we were to be on a fully functional website, we redirect you to either your dashboard or to anywhere that has been prepared for you as a user. Good. So that'll be all for today. HTML attributes has been discussed, and I want to believe you now understand HTML attributes and you can work around it yourself. Okay. So I'll see you in the next class. Don't forget to like, share, and follow. Enjoy the rest of the day.